So I think I should do something probably pretty needed for tutorials, but not on my tutorial item because I don't have enough people there. So NPCs, or non-playable characters, the people who you buy stuff from. Of course, the guide is the first one that moves in. He is always going to be there unless he dies, but he will return eventually. It's just you have to do something. The guide is important to have because at the end, when you're ready to go into hard mode and you need to defeat the wall of flesh in the underworld, you need to get a guide voodoo doll and throw that guide voodoo doll into the lava, which essentially kills the guide because it's a voodoo doll. So it's a big thing. He's the first one. No requirements to get him. He's just going to be there. Next up is either, well, most of the time it's the merchant. Most of the time you get the merchant next. Merchant, actually it's always the merchant because they come in like an order at the beginning. So merchant, you need 40 silver coins for the merchant to move into your town and have a house ready for him to move into. Next up is the nurse. The nurse, you need to increase your maximum life by breaking heart crystals underground and using them on yourself. That is the nurse. Next up, so she is down here in the bottom. This is the nurse. This is the merchant. For any of you new. Those are the two. The guide is up here in his little hut there. So I'm going to open this up. And the way to tell where everybody is, you open your housing tab and once you press your inventory. Alright, so I have Luke the guide, Humphrey the merchant, Catherine the nurse. Next up is the demolitionist. The demolitionist, you need to find bombs and grenades and dynamite underground, and that is all he sells. He sells bombs, grenades, and dynamite. That is what he sells. Okay? The nurse heals you. When you are low on health, you go to her and you pay her to heal you. It is actually an achievement that you use a certain amount of gold in the healing with the nurse. I have never used her for healing. I think I've used her for maybe a 32 silver healing just because of the achievement. Next up is the dryad. She is the one who is in charge of the corruption and the crimson and the purification of the world. So she sells, I will show you, she sells a couple items here. So we go in here. You either click status, which tells you how corrupt your world is. My world is 6% corrupt, and the corruption will not spread until you enter hard mode. That is when they start moving through blocks and such. Alright, so we go to shop, and then this is what she sells. Purification powder. Cleanses the evil. Cleanses corruption. Cleanses the crimson blocks. It cleanses the wood and everything in the dirt and all that. Anything it can move through, it will cleanse it. Grass seeds. You can place grass. Sunflowers. You place sunflowers to prevent the spread. Acorns to plant trees. Dirt rod magically moves dirt around so that you don't have to just... you can just move it so it moves into a way that you want it. Pumpkin seed. Pretty simple. Pumpkin seed. Grass wall. Flower wall. Moonglow planter blocks so you can plant stuff. Yeah. So if you're planting moonglow, you plant it in there. Plant a blink root, you're going to plant it in there. You plant a deathweed, you're going to plant it in there. Water leaf, silverthorn, and so on. Those are all of the different biome flowers, basically, because moonglow is like underground. You see it a lot. Blink root, you can find all over the place, mainly underground. They are shown in a little, normally they're hidden in a little section of underground. And then all you have to do is just use a weapon on them, and you get them. Deathweed is like corruption. Okay, corruption, crimson, deathweed. And waterleaf, right near the water, underwater, stuff like that. Waterleaf. You get waterleaf in the desert, actually, surprisingly. Think about that. It's like a cactus, collects water. And then silverthorn. Of course, Shiverthorn, of course, is the frozen biome. Next up, after her, is Tyrone, the arms dealer. Oh, one thing with the dryad. There is an achievement where if your world is 0% corrupt, you get that achievement. Next up is the arms dealer. What you need to have him is you need to find A gun! You need to find guns underground, which once you get to a certain depth, that's all you find, is you just keep finding different types of handguns and boomsticks and all of that. So, but it can take a while to find. Tyrone, you just shop with him. He sells musket balls, unholy arrows, a flintlock pistol as of right now, and a mini shark. Mini sharks are one of the many things that you may want to use when you are going to defeat the wall of flesh with silver bullets. So, mini shark is great to have. I haven't bought it yet. I plan on doing that soon. And illegal gun parts. Self-explanatory. They're illegal gun parts. Next up, we have the clothier, whatever. He is where you come to when you have clothes. Don't mind me, I'm just falling everywhere. So, like a box of clothes, you never know what you're gonna wear. So you can buy basic things from him: pink thread, black thread, familiar shirt, familiar pants, a familiar wig. It's clothes. When you make clothes, when you have cloth, when you have silk, all that, he will appear when you finally start making a loom and such. Next up, the mechanic. The mechanic, she is down here. Her name is Brooke in this game, I believe. Well, for my world, she is Brooke. Alright, you come in here. Brooke the mechanic. You find her in the dungeon of Skeletron. When you find her, she is bound and she can't get out. That's why she's there in the first place, right? So, she is responsible for all your pressure plates, your systems, your wiring in your house, so that when you turn a lever, maybe all your lights come on. Chimneys, all that. Okay, so she's very important when you want to start actually doing really nice houses, really nice buildings. Alright, so she has all this. Wire cutters, all the wires that you need, wrenches that place the wire. You actually have to have wire in the first place. The lever, of course, a switch, pressure plates when you want to have traps, booster track for minecarts. You know, it's not a big deal. Solid blocks be toggled. I mean, yeah, okay. Next up, the mechanical ruler a lot of people like to have. It's great for when you're building. Alright. Next up after her is the Goblin Tinkerer. The Goblin Tinkerer is found after I think it's before or after the Goblin Army has been defeated for the first time. So the Goblin Tinkerer you find underground, and he can reforge damaged items. So if you want to reforge something, I don't need to right now. No point. I accidentally set my spawn point there. Don't mind that. So you can shop. He has the ruler, which is great. He has rocket boots, which I have on right now. They're awesome as well. The Tinkerer's Workshop is where you're gonna eventually want this, because when you are ready to go fight Wall of Flesh, or when you're ready to go to the underworld in general, or hell as I call it, you're gonna want some lava walking boots, which are you basically have to craft them by crafting accessories together. So you find water walking boots in an ocean biome or sometimes jungle biomes, underwater chests mostly. So I only have the obsidian walking boots right now because I need to find a lava charm. So what you do is you get the water walking boots. You grab obsidian. You build a Tinkerer's Workshop, place it, and then you combine the two to create obsidian walking boots. So that means you are granted immunity to fire blocks like Hellstone and Meteorite. They are fire blocks. Next up, after you do that, you get a lava charm. And then you combine those two together with your obsidian walking boots, and you get your lava walking boots, which I forget the name of them. It's not a big deal. They're just not used. Tool belt. So it increases your block placement range. It's nice. Grappling hooks, you really shouldn't spend 2 gold on it. Grappling hooks are one of the easiest things you can ever make in the game. You need chain and basically iron bars and a hook. No, sorry, chain and a hook. You just need a hook, which are dropped by skeletons underground. Spiky balls. Since you've already done the Goblin Army when he appears, you shouldn't need to buy spiky balls, because every time the Goblin Army appears, you're going to get about 200 spiky balls. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Next up after her, or after him, is the Dye Trader. So we go down, here's the Dye Trader, this is my Dye Trader here. Tabnet, not mine, him. Okay, so this is where you bring your strange plants. When you find them in the background and you mine them out of the background with your pickaxe, strange plants, you get special dyes from them. I don't think I have any strange plants on me as of right now. I just have my jungle rose and such. No strange plants. I already got rid of mine and gave them to him. Alright, so next up you go to the shop. Silver dye, brown dye, dye vat. You craft dyes with the items of yellow marigold and blueberries and all that. But normally before that you get this guy, the painter. He appears. This is the painter. So you go into the shop, he has all these paints, he has the paint scraper, the paint roller, paintbrush, these wallpapers, I mean, like frames, I mean, it's like, he's a painter. There's not much else to that. When you paint, you can paint. Yeah, okay, who is next then? Maybe the Witch Doctor then? Yeah, okay, so the Witch Doctor's next. He is up here. He's the one with this Goblin Tinkerer. He looks like a scary ass man. The Witch Doctor appears after you have defeated Queen Bee. After you have defeated Queen Bee, and if nobody is trying to move in at the time, they will appear and move in as long as they have a home ready for them, of course. So they have the imbuing station, imbuement flasks, a blowgun, much like a blowpipe, but a lot better, as you can see, because it has 27 range damage. And it collects seeds for ammo. Okay, so then you have all these fountains. I mean, it's Witch Doctor. They just have interesting things that isn't required for defeating anything or creating more things. Next up, Jimmy the Angler. You can find him on your first day, possibly, depending on your world shape, basically. So this is him. Here, this is Jimmy. He has quests. So, his quests require you to find rare fish. And when you complete the quests, it is counted towards your achievements on how many you have completed for him. The achievements for him are complete 5 quests, complete 10 quests, complete all his quests. That is basically it. You need to fish for him. He is an angler. He will ask you to find him rare fish. I haven't quested for him. I'm not going to quest for him right now. I don't fish a lot. So anyway, those are the NPCs I have at the moment. I believe there maybe be 1 or 2 more. I don't know. I don't think so, almost, because I am right on the verge of going to defeat Wall of Flesh to go into hard mode. There may be more hard mode NPCs. I haven't read up so much on it. I haven't done all my research. I am sorry. Anyways, those are the NPCs. That is the NPC video. Most of them I know how to find. Most of them sometimes just appeared and I assumed this is why. The painter, still no idea. I probably should look it up. You should probably look it up. Because he just appears in all of my worlds. I don't know. Subscribe this. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you like me, if you like my videos, please subscribe to me. I have my information for my Steam account in the description below. You can friend me. I will play with you on Terraria or whatever game that we have a common share. Share my videos if you would like. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're public, so whatever. And yeah, that is the NPCs. I will see you for another potions soon.